up, y'all? Welcome back to another vlog with me, Rita Janae. Today is Sunday. Just a day to reset, get ready for the week. Doing a little bit of cleaning up around the house, running a few errands here and there. Not really sure what all I'm gonna get into today. It's late. I'm getting a late start. It's 1:45. So I spent most of the morning in the bed. Yesterday went to dinner on Blanc, which if you watch my previous video, you will hear everything that I have to say about that event in Atlanta. But anyway, took me a minute to bounce back from that last night. So I just spent a lot of time relaxing in the bed this morning, taking it easy because last week at work was kind of heavy. So today is gonna be an easygoing Sunday. Like I said, running some errands here and there and seeing what the day holds. So, ooh, excuse me. Anyway, come along with me and let's enjoy the Sunday. Let me see what my husband is doing. We were supposed to be heading out and I told him I was just gonna get dressed and it wasn't gonna take me long to get dressed. But it sounds like he's cutting the grass. So he definitely found a way to get him to make himself busy. I don't see the lawnmower. I don't know where he went. Let me see if he's in the backyard. Because I'm ready to go. This grass ain't cut back here, so I know he's got to be on the side of the house. I'm ready to go. So if he want to stay home, come on. Ghost is so hard-headed. Ghost, he might need to use the bathroom. Ghost, come on. You're not going to run to town today. As soon as he opened that gate, I know you're going to be out the door. Come on. Thank you. Also, I smell really good today because I am wearing Karaoke Heart. Shout out to Peyton Marie. I am a PayPal. I bought this as a blind buy. The only person I would trust their reviews enough to just do a blind buy because her descriptions of fragrances are so spot on. This is what I'm wearing today. I smell delightful. I love the little bit of spiciness that this has. So if you don't have this, get you a sample. You can start with a sample first. Don't be like me and buy a big ass bottle first. But it does smell really good. I also wanted to show, well, number one, I'm about to tell on myself because I was supposed to put out fall decor last week. The fall decor is still sitting here in the box. But I did want to show y'all what I did in the front yard. Ooh, I can't see. To go where these green plants are that are unfortunately not well taken care of. I'm actually going to keep these and bring them in the house and just nurture them back to life. So next year I can pull them back out and put them back at the front door. So I'll eventually need to get some pots for these, especially before I can change them out or before I can get the mums. So I'm gonna do some mums at the front and then put my pumpkins back out here. I'm gonna keep this wreath. I need to get the leaf blower out and then I just have my sign from last year. So we'll see. I still have lots of opportunity here. It's a little something, but not really. So slowly but surely, I'm gonna get some fall stuff out. These pumpkins are actually for outside. I brought them in because Hurricane Helene came through and I was afraid my pumpkins were gonna be down the street. So brought those back in, but I can definitely stand to get some more fall decor. So we'll see how this goes little by little. But right now I'm really more so focused on cleaning up, getting rid of stuff before buying new stuff. All right, before I get started with planting, I need to change clothes, tie my hair back, because I know the dirt and stuff is gonna fly up on me. Throw some clothes on, and I think I need to wash clothes actually, so I might put some clothes in the washing machine, let some stuff wash while I'm outside doing stuff around the yard. I meant to get some ant pile killer. I don't know if that's what it's called, but we have these giant ass ant piles in the front and very annoying. I actually stepped in one not last weekend but the weekend before when I was cleaning out one of the garden beds, and luckily I had rain boots on, so I was fine. But if I had not worn those, it would have been a very sad day for me. So I really hate that I did not get any of that ant pal killer stuff from Lowe's. But yeah, let's go back outside. Let me change and then I'm gonna go back outside. So this is all the potting soil that I have left. It's less than half of one of these really big bags. So I don't know how this is going to turn out for the front, but I'm going to see how far I can get. Potting soil has gone up in price at Lowe's, so I really wanted to wait till I got home to see what I already had before buying something else. But yeah, let's see how far this goes. Alright, fall porch is pretty much done. I know my plant looks horrible, but this one is gonna grow to be pretty big. So is this one. I repotted all those individual plants. Put some lanterns and pumpkins out here. I repotted these. So these are the same planters that this green plant was in. Repotted those. Brought my sign back out. Pumpkin, lantern. These pumpkins I actually have had for a couple years. I got them from Michael's. I don't remember. I think I got the lanterns from At Home a couple years ago. They were actually on clearance. They could stand a good cleaning, but for the purpose of what I'm trying to do right now, they're fine. I need to come back out here and clean up anyway, because this spot is going to look nasty once it dries. But I just left my wreath here. And then I have this daisy that I got from Lowe's, as well as the little barrel pot. Another pumpkin. And my little sign. So I think that's it. I think I'm going to keep it pretty minimal this year. Last year I had a little bit more of an elaborate display, but I think this is good. I think it's good. Now let's go see what's going on with Miss Anita, because she has been going off the whole time I've been outside. Oh, it's because your father locked you up. Ain't done some shit. She been locked down. Ghost, you better stop before she bites you. Hey, Nita. Hey, Nita. Ghost. Back, sir. Back up. Back up. Back up. Ghost. Look at this fool. Look at where he's at to get to her. This fool. Look at what he's done to the door. Look at that. That's all him. No home training. I tried. Lord knows I tried with him. Look at him. Just going off. Or so. That's fine. What time do they close?
Let me see.
Okay. For the leaves.
I already got it. It's out there.
Oh.
It's big.
We in the grocery store. Trying to get some last minute food items. I'm tired. I'm gonna just eat a salad tonight. You gonna eat some chicken wings, non-breaded, with some green beans and some rice.
Yeah.
All right, so just wanted to give y'all the rundown of the dinner on Blanc experience that my friend and I had on Saturday. I feel like my whole Saturday was kind of wasted, to be honest. I hate to put it like that. I kept asking myself, am I being too critical? But the answer I keep coming back to is no, I'm not being too critical about the way that I felt about the event. So my friend and I, we had planned for weeks to go to this event. It was our first time going. We didn't know a whole lot about it. I had been on the wait list since last year because someone that I follow, an influencer that I follow, she went last year, and I was like, man, I really would love to go to this event. It looks very fun. It looks very like fancy, and it just looks like something that I would love to do, like prepare for and experience. So the preparation for dinner on Blanc, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, that in itself is a lot of work. And I kept telling myself, this will all be worth it. We're not the first people to have to go through like all of this prep work to get ready for this event. That prep work included things like getting a table that's a specific size. You have to bring your own table. You have to bring your own chairs. You have to bring your own food, decor. And then, of course, you have to dress in all white. And all of your decor and things like that has to be white or some accents like silver and gold. But it can't be like super colorful. So that presented a set of challenges, which I was fine with because I'm like, well, it's all to make sure things are uniform across the board, even like logistics, right? So how we bring things to the event. We were not able to bring just a wagon, or at least that's what we were told, is that you can't have a wagon. You have to have like a certain type of dolly, or it's also called a luggage cart. If you bring any sort of plates and silverware and things like that and glasses, it can't be plastic. So all real plates, real silverware, real glasses, glassware, and things like that. All right, cool. So a little bit about my experience, where it started to get a little bit frustrating for me personally. Not saying this is everybody's experience, but it was the week before the event, or the week of the event, actually, I'm sorry, that we were told by the table leader. So when you go, you're going to have a table leader and you're going to have a group leader. These are people who are supposed to help you navigate and answer questions for you and things like that. So the week of, we were told, oh, you can't bring a wagon to carry your stuff. You can only bring this little dolly or hand truck or whatever. So people were frustrated by that. I hadn't bought my dolly or wagon yet, but I know my friend, she had a wagon. So they were like, oh, you can't bring that. So I was like, totally forgot to tell my friend. The day of, she brought her wagon. I was like, dang, I don't know if they're going to like turn us away at the door or what's going to happen. But I was like, we're just going to make it work. So there was that requirement. And then there was also the requirement to print out your ticket. Now, we're in 2024. A lot of things are digital. So when you log in to look at your ticket, to look at like your invoice or whatever, it has a barcode. So I kept asking myself, even my husband was like, well, if the barcode is on the website, why do you also have to print the ticket if they're going to scan it when you get there? Because they can also scan it from your phone. I was just like, I don't know. So we were already running behind day of, and I had to run back home to like print the ticket out, thinking like, oh shit, if I don't have the ticket printed out, they're not going to let us up in here. So get there. We met up in Midtown off Peachtree. Tons of people showed up. Everybody dressed in white. And my husband dropped us off. And so my friend and I, once we got everything loaded onto our cart and some of the stuff in her wagon, get out the truck, walk up to look for the group leader or the table leader. And literally all the table leaders have signs, right? But nobody, except for a couple people, were making it clear that they were like table leaders. So think about when you go to the airport or you see movies when somebody's getting picked up from the airport and they're meeting someone and that person has a sign with their name on it. They're usually like, hey, looking for so-and-so. They have the sign held up and making it obvious that they're looking for someone to help guide them to the next destination. Well, in this case, and I understand, not at an airport, different scenario, but still, as a group leader, table leader, whatever, people are sitting down. Some people damn near had their sign on the ground. And mind you, everybody's dressed in white. We're amongst strangers. Nobody knows it. Well, maybe some people knew each other, but we were just walking around for at least 30 minutes trying to figure out where the group leader was. So posted, so there was a group me. If you know what group me is, it's like a messaging app or whatever. And so I posted in group me, I was like, hey, my friend and I are here, but we can't put the name of the group leader. I was like, we're looking for you, can't find you. And so thinking that she was gonna respond and like help us figure out where to find her, because the picture that she took and put in the group was literally a picture of her in front of a different building that, come to find out, she wasn't even in front of. So even trying to use that to locate her, it was just like null and void. So walking around, she responds by saying basically, oh, we're getting ready to leave soon and we'll just text you the meeting spot. So I'm looking like, well, that's not helpful, because it's not like we're not already here. We're just looking for you. Meanwhile, my friend and I are literally standing on the corner of Peachtree and 17th Street with all of this stuff on a cart and a wagon, trying to figure out where this lady was at. So I told my friend, I was like, look, we're just going to take our picture. And if anybody sees us, I'm going to post in this little group me. If anybody sees us, just call my name out. I put my name in there, whatever. Or you can already see what my name was. So walking around, finally, the lady's like, oh, she called out my name. And I was like, oh, now, when I saw her, she was in a completely different location. So I was like, well, great. Now I have to figure out how to get all of my stuff, because I asked my friend to wait there until I found the group leader. Had to go get all of our stuff, navigate through a super thick crowd, small sidewalk with all of this stuff to get back to our group. So get to our group, and the lady is like, she was just like, oh, when we get ready to line up, just get behind her. You're the last one, so just get behind her. And so I was like, okay. But the whole time I'm thinking like, well, what does that mean? Do we need to line up? Do we need to be in a single file line? And maybe it's just the way that my brain works. Like, I need to know what I'm about to do next. Oh, and the other main thing is, at this point, we still had no idea where we were going. So they tell you the meetup spot, but they don't tell you where the event is actually taking place. So, y'all, the lady, when we did finally get going to the actual place, which we had to walk to, it wasn't a far walk. We start walking and we get behind the lady and she's like, oh, I'm actually not going to sit by the rest of the group. So y'all can just set up with the group. But at this point, we don't know where the rest of the group is, because it was so many people in front of us. So we're just standing there. What do we do now, right? So I once again left my friend. I was like, hey, can you just stand right here? I'm going to go find the group leader again. So went to track her down again. Now we're at the actual event spot where everyone was setting up. So went to find her and I was like, this is our first time here and we really don't know where we're supposed to set up. The lady that was in front of us decided she was going to sit somewhere else. So I just want to make sure that we're setting up in the right place. And so she looked at me. She was irritated, first of all. She looked at me like I was inconveniencing her because I had a question about where we were supposed to set up. So I was like, I see how this is about to go. So she was like, hold on one second. And so I waited while she had a conversation with somebody else. I waited there patiently. I didn't say anything because I'm like, well, she said she's going to help us figure out where to go. So finally she was like, come on, I'll show you where to set up. Do you know this lady? She acts like she's walking towards where the direction I had come from, where I was not sure if I was supposed to set up there or not. And literally just turns around and walks the opposite way. She didn't say, hold on. She didn't say anything. It was just like, she was like, fuck this. Like, you'll figure it out. And so she didn't even have to say that. That was basically her whole demeanor. So at that point, I was like, you know what? I see how this event is going to go. I just told my friend, we're just going to set up here. So we just like pushed our table next to the one that we were closest to, set our table up or whatever. The whole vibe, so that aside, the whole vibe of it was clear, and we were kind of laughing about this. The whole vibe was not for us. It was not for our age group, number one. The music was terrible. There was a huge lack of entertainment. When we first got there was this girl on this really tall, I don't even know what you call it. I'll insert a video. But that was cool. But then she disappeared. There was a lady who was walking through. She played the violin. And I don't know if she was walking the whole way and we just didn't see her again. We saw that lady one time and then that was the entertainment there. It was just a huge lack of entertainment. As far as the food, so we had an option to order catering with our ticket, or you could bring your own food. Now, fortunately, I thought ahead. I was like, the food that's catered is apparently going to be served chilled. I don't want to sit down after carrying all my shit and eat cold food. So we ended up doing Uber Eats, because Uber is going to find you. Wherever you are, Uber will find you, especially in Atlanta. So we did Uber Eats or whatever, and that worked out well. That was like a highlight of our night, because we did South City Kitchen. If you from Atlanta, been to Atlanta, South City Kitchen has some amazing fried chicken. So we did Uber Eats or whatever. We had a whole spread on our little 32 by 32 table. So that was cool or whatever. But the event itself, I would not recommend. Like, if you're ever on the fence about going to the one in Atlanta. Oh, also the fact that it was the 10-year anniversary. So that was another reason why I was really excited to go, because I'm like, the 10-year anniversary, they must really have it so well laid out, so well put together. And like, they were already saying some things we didn't enforce in past years, but this year we have to enforce it because it's the 10-year anniversary, and like the people who organized the event, they're going to be there, and somebody was supposed to be there or whatever. I don't know who the person was, but either way, it was very lackluster. It was more so for people, you could tell it was more so for if you already have a membership and you've been going for a number of years, and like, you have your friend group and this is your thing. This is what you do every year. But for a first timer, or for someone who has not been more than a couple times, it was like, it left a lot to be desired. It really did. It was the overall vibe. There was no one really to like show you. It was all like, figure it out. It all felt very like, figure it out. It kind of felt like a scam, because the tickets, once it was all said and done with our drinks that we bought through the e-store or whatever, they were over $100 per ticket. So it really felt kind of like a scam, to be honest. It didn't feel like I really got my money's worth. I was really sitting there trying to figure out what I was paying for. And the event space is actually literally in the middle of the street. So I'm sure they spent a good amount of money renting out part of Peachtree, which is, I think that's pretty cool. But it's like, that can't be it. You know what I mean? Like, cool, we're setting up our own shit in the middle of the street, but what else are y'all gonna bring literally to the table? It left a lot to be desired. So I say all that to say, if you're ever on the fence about going for the first time, you don't know anything about it, this is my own personal opinion of it. I probably wouldn't go again. The only way I would go again is if, I don't even know. I honestly, I don't even know. I was trying to think of reasons and make the best out of it at the time, but it was just, looking back, it was really a waste of my Saturday. And I honestly felt a bit disappointed when it was all said and done. I just wasted my whole Saturday on this, and like weeks of prep, because I had practiced my table setup. I had bought all this stuff to try to stick to the theme, which, by the way, nobody really gave a shit about, because when we got there, you couldn't even tell there was any sort of theme to begin with. It was just, I would not recommend it. I honestly wouldn't recommend it. I was very disappointed. I talked about it all Sunday to my husband. So he's probably tired of hearing about it, but it was really bad, y'all. It was pretty bad, but we tried to make the best out of it. I'll insert some clips. And it was, if you see me smiling in these clips, it was mainly because my friend and I, we spent so much time like cackling, just like because of how ridiculous it was. So it wasn't me being happy from being there. It was me like laughing from a horrible experience, which I typically do, because I'm just trying to make the best out of it. So, and not just that, it was pretty funny. It was so bad that it was hilarious. So I personally would not recommend it. If you know someone that's gone, and maybe as a group, y'all could have a different experience, but I would not recommend. I could have did this shit in my backyard. I could have, which it actually inspired me to put together something at our house that is well curated. Food is included. The table and chairs are included. Music is great. That's what I'm considering. It was to the point to where it's like, damn, maybe I should put something together at our home in my neck of the woods that would actually be an elegant, classy affair. So anyway, just wanted to let you all know what my experience was. I felt kind of cute, but I was irritated. And then the lady that was sitting next to me, some of the people that attended that I interacted with, they were very rude. And the whole day I was like, well, is it just me? Am I being overly critical? It kind of felt like I was in the Twilight Zone, because it was not even just the lady, the table leader or whatever. It was the people that I interacted with. And I'm like, well, maybe I need to just get my energy right. Maybe that's what I'm experiencing right now. It's just as a result of where I am. But looking back, y'all, it was just, y'all know there's like a generation. Let's go here for a minute and I'm gonna close this out. There is a generation of women, and I'm gonna just say it because a lot of times people feel a little afraid to say this, because as a Black woman, it's kind of like, it's a little taboo talking about how certain Black women can be towards other Black women. But I'm gonna say it because it's my experience. But there is a generation of Black women who clearly, if you're younger, they fucking hate you for whatever reason. If you're younger and you look like you take care of yourself, it's like that lady that works in the office with you and she always has a stank attitude, and it's like, what did I ever do to you? I don't even know you, never said much to you ever, and you still have such a terrible attitude towards me. It was just an event full of those women. And not saying everybody was rude, but it was just like one thing after the other. I asked one lady for directions to the bathroom, and she was like, oh, I think I saw it over there somewhere, but there are always trees. There's tons of trees around here. And I'm looking like, ma'am, why would you tell me to go piss on a tree? I'm a dude. Nothing about me is giving male by any means. So there was a lady that sat next to me, and she made it completely apparent that she owned her space plus some, because she was all over on our table. And it was just like the vibe. She just had something going on, and I just focused my attention to my friend in the front of me. And then there was these two nice ladies who sat on the other side of us. And then there was another older lady who, my friend, she accidentally left her wagon behind her seat, and she had gotten up to go pick up the food from Uber Eats. The lady came and she was like, whose wagon is this? That's why they told us we shouldn't bring wagons anyway. We're not supposed to bring wagons. And so I was like, oh, ma'am, that's my friend's wagon. I'll be right over to get it. Now, mind you, I had to walk all the way down the row of tables to even get to the other side. I get over there, and this lady, I was like, oh, I got you. Give me 1 second. As I'm walking, trying to make light of the situation. So she's just looking at me, and she was like, oh, I didn't even realize who you were, because when you were sitting down, you look different. What is that supposed to mean? I still have the same face. What? Y'all, people were so rude, and I was like, what is this? Like, I know it's not me, because I could be rude, and maybe that's what it is. I think it's the fact that, like, I can come off as very friendly and lovely and personable, and like, some people are just not used to that. They, for whatever reason, they don't like that. I was looking great. My dress was pretty. My makeup was done. I felt pretty. I was kind of bloated, so that was another thing, but it was just, I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone. So there was that. I just had to share my experience with y'all. I could make this its own video, really. I might do that. But anyway, if you made it to the end of the video, to the end of my experience, I appreciate you for listening. I would not pay them another red cent if I was y'all. So next year when it comes back around, don't feel pressed. If you're not invited to go, I would not feel pressed to attend that event. So I don't care what they tell you. Now, the Atlanta event, I don't know how it is any other city, but Atlanta, nope, big nope. It's 2 a.m. and I'm still up. And I just finished, the reason I'm still up is I just finished editing my vlog, first vlog of October. So I'm trying to get back into the grind. I kind of missed vlogging and editing, but more on that later. Just wanted to check in, and if you're still hanging out with me, I appreciate it. Thank you for being patient with me while I get my life together. It only took me like 2 months to do that, but hopefully I'm back being consistent on YouTube. Excited to share bits and pieces of my life as I just navigate my 30s. So anyway, I'm sleepy. I'm rambling. I'm sleepy. I don't even know what I'm talking about right now, but I hope that you all enjoyed my last vlog. There was a huge part of that vlog that did not make it. It did not make the cut. Could not be uploaded. So I'm gonna try again. Maybe tomorrow. Anyway, talk to you tomorrow.